After finishing Orange Park High School, they helped me with a scholarship to get in St. Augustine's trade school. They said my intelligence was only high enough to get in the auto body. So let no one fool you saying you could be anything you want to be in life. Even though I had the highest abstract reasoning mind, the highest in that school. And what that means, you can figure out stuff that most people cannot. But my feelings was hurt. And not only that, on the bus ride to that school, I got the hairs on my fingers singed by this guy playing with the lighter. As soon as I grabbed the seat, that's when he burned me. As I was getting off the bus driver asked me, "What's that smell?" So I told him what happened. He called security, and after that day, I didn't remember seeing him anymore after writing this long paperwork. Then I started hands-on training. There was this bully guy that everybody was afraid of who worked in the tool room. So I forgot names of stuff that I needed, and that's when he was giving me a hard time because of it. And that's when I explained what I needed for and what it does. And then he made fun of me. So I got mad and I said, "What I need is right there." He said, "Boy, you're messing with the wrong person. Because of that, I'm going to beat you up around lunchtime. And that's your teacher not to snap at me." And I said, "You started the whole thing." He said, "For that, I'm going to meet you outside when you go into lunch. And I'm going to tell you who you're messing with. Last time somebody spoke up against me in the PE field, I took my bat and I kept on hitting him in the head with it. While I was making this hollow sound as I kept on hitting him with it while he was down." I seen him waiting for me while I was going toward lunch. "You didn't think I would forget about it, did you?" And Mr. Adams, 1 out of 3, was in charge, and he was one of those bodybuilders. He noticed the fight was about to happen. To try to stop it, he grabbed me from behind. So I grabbed him and threw him off of me. And after he seen what I'd done, he backed off. He was smart enough not to bother me again, except for trying to get along with me. Sometime later, while still learning a trade, I got this job being a cook making roast beef sandwiches. Have you had any enemies in your lifetime? Lots. Well, there's one looking for you. What does he look like? White flat nose and a deformed lip, and about 1.5 inches smaller than you, with lots of muscles. Then he said your parents told him where you work, and you're getting off soon. Then he told me to tell you. Tell him I'm gonna meet him outside. Should I call the law on him? No, I can handle it. Later on that night, David Cooper and I was walking to where I lived. You know how to make a scene, but I'm glad you're back. You're living here again now? I came back because we were supposed to be roommates, remember? Yes, but I didn't graduate from trade school yet, and I'm only working part-time. Can you just quit school and start working full-time? Because I did come a long way to get here. No, because I don't want to work in a job, I want a career. And then we can become roommates. How long is that supposed to happen? It's a 2-year course and I got 1 more year left. Okay, before I leave tomorrow, you're gonna do me one more favor. Let's hang out in the mall like old times. And then I'll come back next year so we can become roommates. It was the next morning before he left. And it seemed like God really allowed something to happen this time. For all those lies we told in the past. This guy called us a name, which we didn't understand what it meant. I think what that means, they want to fight. Yeah, so meet us back of the mall. As we were following him out of the mall, I was thinking long and hard. Why 2 average guys want to beat up on 2 tough guys? I felt like we was getting set up for something really bad about to happen. So I told David Cooper, let's get some free waters first. Don't worry, we can meet you outside. We just like to get refreshments before we kick some butt. Why are you stalling? You know in the past we always go by your plans. Yes, so? But this time I got a plan. I better like it. You notice I'm going out that door? I'm not liking your plan so far. Well, we go through the doors to the food court. Oh, I get it, so we can do a sneak attack. Whatever he was thinking is fine by me. What I didn't know, they got tired of waiting, so they decided to drive around looking for us. And this is what the truck looked like. David, they was throwing pennies at us. Why don't you try to throw some dollars? I don't think they're trying to pay us. And that made them turn back around. They're throwing firecrackers at us. I don't care, I'm going to pick it up and throw it back at them. It's between your feet. And David Cooper continued this by saying, "It's what I thought, you scared." Then the vehicle stopped and they both jumped out of the back of the truck. While they was coming after us, we looked at each other and gave ourselves a fist bump and went after them. They looked at each other, went back in the trunk and took off. That's what I thought, scared. And as soon as they parked, I knew I was correct. This is one built big guy that came out with the baseball bat that looked like they just bought it. And there was at least 1 or 2 more in the truck. Do you remember when we said that you always take the big guy? Yes. This time I take the big guy and you take the other 2 guys. But David, he's got a golden baseball bat that's shining in the sun. I don't care. I take it from him, shove it up his butt and make it come out of his mouth. That's when he looked at his bat, put it down, and it rolled underneath the truck. And when I went to fight the 2 guys, one and after the other keep on trying to grab me from behind, while David Cooper was still running around trying to kick this guy. And this big redneck guy seen the whole thing and came out saying, "Leave those 2 guys alone." And when they seen it was going to be an even fight, they took off. On the way back, the police stopped us and asked us if it was alright, like he knew about what happened. Yeah, everything's okay. The other guys were wimps anyways.